Now, can we talk money?
Yeah.
How does 44 billion sound?
Well, you can't even imagine, can you?
No. If only. Well, the board of Twitter has agreed to just that number, $44 billion, which is about 34.5 billion sterling.
I know.
Still quite impressive, for a takeover offer from the billionaire Elon Musk. So the world's richest man has made the shock bid less than 2 weeks ago, saying that Twitter had tremendous potential and that he would unlock basically the benefits for the company. He's also called for a series of changes, from relaxing its content restrictions to eradicating fake accounts. The firm initially rebuffed Mr. Musk's bid, but it will now ask shareholders to vote and approve the deal. Kevin Curran is a professor of cybersecurity at Ulster University and joins us now. Kevin, I mean, it's a staggering amount of money, but we talked about this just a couple of weeks ago, and at that time the board of Twitter was very much against this move. Why the sudden change?
I guess it's hard to compete with the world's richest man, really. I mean, the guy is determined. Now he will be, of course, he's a Tesla chief executive, and now he's in charge of a company which has 200 million users around the world. And of course, Twitter is frequently criticized, and he does that too. He says it doesn't live up to its potential as a platform for free speech. Of course, the board tried to go against it, but they have their duty to bring the offer to the shareholders, and of course that Elon has brought along, an offer that it seems that they cannot refuse again. But there are a lot of questions. He calls Twitter the digital town square because we are moving into a virtual world, and this does give someone power, that if you can control a platform, for instance, again, that Donald Trump, again, is one of the banned accounts on Twitter, which, grab headlines around the world. But now people are asking, will Donald Trump be allowed back on the platform? Because it seems that one of the main ambitions for Elon Musk is to allow people to say what they want on Twitter, so...
It's opened up a big debate over the past 24 hours, Kevin, hasn't it, of what is the line between free speech and hate speech? People are a bit worried about what that could mean.
No, absolutely. And of course that, they face regulations from around the world as well, because all the regulators in any country know what the power of social media and what it can do, how we can influence elections, how it can spread rumors again, maybe about 5G or about COVID again. So there is a need for moderation on these platforms again, no matter how how much desire someone like Elon Musk has for free speech. But again, you do need regulation. Time and time again, this has shown us that we do have to have that again. But, we just have to see. I mean, he is successful in everything he does. There might be people today who are just really finding out about him. But for about 10 years, he is probably mentioned at my dinner table with my oldest son. For the last 10 years, he has been just a hero to so many people because he is so unique and so different again. So this is a guy who doesn't seem to care about money, but more building businesses again, and that makes him very dangerous.
And this again will open him up to a whole other market of people, and he's clearly very excited about it, but it could bring some challenges for him as well. Just reading about online this morning, there's some people saying that, he has the Tesla factories, for example, in China. What happens when the government there tries to put pressure on him to try and promote their messages and their kind of propaganda, essentially? Does he then be bowed to pressure on that, or how does that work?
It's possible. I mean, that would be up to regulators again. So, I mean, the second richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon, has tweeted today saying that China now control Twitter. In other words, that, of course, a lot of his Tesla factories, the cars are made in China, and a lot of the platform actually is Chinese people again. So Jeff Bezos was kind of, sending a kind of an edgy tweet today saying that he believed that the Chinese government would profit from this again. So it remains to be seen. But of course, he's had to use shares from Tesla again, and Twitter shares have gone up about 10% in the last week. So again, that I guess the shareholders are happy about that. But it really is a question about, this person's ambition to have a platform where you can say anything. And then what we would say is reality, where people hide behind their keyboards and say outrageous things. And we've had libel, we have defamation, acts for many years to protect ordinary people from horrific things. So if you have a platform where someone can say anything and accuse someone of anything, a horrendous thing, that doesn't make sense in any world. So... yeah, we just have to see. We've never had someone who is so powerful again, controlling a social media network. And we might see this as the start of it again from others. But again, because of the vast reach of these and the capital needed, very few people could go to this place again, because Twitter, again, we must remember, is ad revenue generated. I mean, that's where he gets his money from ads. One of the things he'd mentioned is removing the ads and making it subscription based. But the fact is, all the major social media platforms are free. So I don't see how that would work, or any analyst would see how people will suddenly start subscribing to a platform when there are competitors as well.
Okay, Kevin, thanks for your thoughts this morning. Interesting stuff, and I'm sure we'll see where it goes in the next few weeks and months. Kevin Curran there, Professor of Cybersecurity at Ulster University, and there's plenty up on the BBC website about this as well. Well worth a read this morning.
On BBC Sounds, your radio, TV and smart speaker, this is The Breakfast Show on BBC Radio 4.